Yes, sir. I am in the building. What's going on? What is going on? It's Saturday. It's a little after 3 o'clock, which means that it is time for me and the one and the only, the big time show that is here live now as we speak on a lot of platforms right now. What is going on in here? I want to say hello to everyone that shows up in this building here. Some of you are looking at me. You just hadn't spoken yet. But I appreciate all of you that have decided to come hang with me for a little while on this great Saturday afternoon. A lot of football is on. A lot of college games on. A very important one is on right now with Indiana and Oregon. Big major game in the Big Ten Conference. I'm a Big Ten man. Of course, most of you know I am a Michigan fan. So you know I'm intently watching the ops, if you let me say it like that. I'm watching uh, the opposition, who my Wolverines will see a little bit later on. Both Indiana and Oregon are two teams that I got my eye on, so I'm watching their game. Well, at least the game is watching me while I'm watching you guys on there. Uh, Glad to see all of you pop in and come hang with me. I'll speak to everybody in a second. First things first, let's go ahead and do what we need to do. I need you guys to share, if you don't mind. Need you to hit that like button for me. And I need you to, if you want to contribute to the podcast, you can. It's very simple. You can do the Cash App right there under my name there. It's $ the Big Time Show if you want to do it that way. If you want to go to YouTube, you can use that Super Chat button. On the Super Chat button, you got a couple options. You can use the Super Chat, and then also you can use the membership. Membership means you become a member of the Big Time Show. Make yourself a member, obviously. And then, of course, there are perks there, and you can choose which one you want to do. It's a small fee, whatever you decide you want to give. You can do that. It's not a requirement. If you choose to go that route with me, then all you can do is just join in real quick on there. If you're on Facebook, of course, you can use those stars, and whatever you decide, you can do that. But if you're not doing anything, it don't cost you nothing to do the like, hit the like button, or hit the share button. That's free, and I would appreciate that. So I'm just cool with that. I want to say hello to a couple people here that I'm seeing now as I'm looking finally. Oh, I got my bro in here. What's up, Sid? Sid, what's going on, man? Been a minute. Cedric Morris. Yes, sir, my brother. Somebody is on Kick. Now, I want to say hello to the new family, Kick, that is developed a channel over there. So whoever this person is trying to sell me something, hello to you. I ain't buying, but hello to you. Just that simple. Dow, Dark lead the Stars to a W. This is not a hockey podcast, Dow. I know you're a Dallas Stars fan, but we're here to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry, I'm not a Dallas Stars NHL guy. You understand? So, wrong podcast. I apologize. Oh yeah. Robert King, what's up? Lucas Silver, what's going on? Said we got to go through Tampa Bay this week. Won't be easy. I'm gonna reverse that. Said Tampa Bay got to go through y'all. Cause see, the real truth of the matter is that if it was there any year that looks almost mirror image, it's the Cowboys and the 49ers. I hate to say that because I hate to give the 49ers any type of credit. But let's just be realistic. I believe the 49ers are 4-1, and they've been playing backups, especially at the quarterback position. And yet they find a way to get the job done. They have no receivers. They got a born kid just showed up out of nowhere. Kittle is not playing. But they find a way to win. That is kind of what the Cowboys have done. On several levels, and I'll get into that in just a second. But I don't know if Tampa got to get through Tampa. Tampa's playing good ball. Baker's playing good ball, but y'all still got defense. So I'm gonna reverse that. Tampa got to get through y'all. I ain't gonna say y'all got to get through Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is learning how to win. Ever since Shanahan has got there, y'all have, y'all ain't won the Super Bowl, but y'all have won. That feels strange giving 49ers credit. I don't even know why Cedric got me starting. Maybe because I like him so much. That's all it is. I liked him since we all went to Kirby. I graduated before him, and we've always been cool. That's the only reason why I'm just talking 49er talk. I definitely did not want to start out talking 49ers and give them credit. But y'all know me, I call it like it is. Give credit what credit is due. I see some similarities there. I'll talk about that in just a minute. All right. I'm still sharing pages to Cowboy groups. I think I am done. I'm done. Well, if I'm not done, I'm done. I'm not sharing anymore. Let's talk, y'all. Let's talk on this. Oh, I got one more place I need to share. One more place I need to share. Y'all hold tight. And I appreciate all of you guys doing. Are you guys watching? Y'all type in what game y'all watching, because y'all probably got a TV on just like I do. What game are y'all watching? I know my Wolverines play USC tonight. And that's kind of a for me is kind of stretched. Cedric Moore, check this out. The reason why it's kind of stretched out is because one of my classmates, well, a guy that played would have graduated, I think, the same year that Cedric Morris did. Coach Dennis Simmons is the assistant coach of the USC Trojans. If you remember, Dennis, Coach Simmons has been on my show twice as a USC assistant coach. So, personally, I love that boy, no doubt about it. I love everything about him. And cheer for him, actually. I actually cheer for USC only because of him. Want to see him do well. But I got to admit, I don't like him this week. I don't like Dennis this week. I don't like USC this week. He's going against my Wolverines. So I'm going to be cheering for my Wolverines. I'm going to send him a message and just say, hey, yeah, he was a year ahead of me. Yeah. Okay, he was a year ahead. So he graduated in 92. Okay, gotcha. That's my guy, though. That, us people, one thing about my high school, there's a certain group, certain years that it really is somewhat of a family. And when we say bro and all that type of stuff, if you were in the in crowd or whatever, whoever your clique was, it was like a brotherhood. Everybody wasn't brothers, everybody wasn't sisters, but you found your crew, and some of those guys were, younger than I was. Some of those guys were older than I was. But when we all get together, it don't take much. It really is like a family. And Cedric Morris is one of them. Dennis Simmons, assistant head coach of USC, is one of those guys that we're talking about. So I'm cheering for my Wolverines tonight, but I gotta admit I love Coach Simmons and want to see him do well. No doubt about it. So let's go ahead and talk now, Cowboys finally. That's why y'all come here. Okay, y'all watching Texas and OU. Let me say this. Matthew Collins, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. And this wasn't playing. Let me say something about Arch Manning. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've seen the kid play. I don't see what all the hype is about. I don't see what the hype is about. Everybody had anointed this kid to be the number one pick in the league. And I understand that this dude is paying the price because of his last name and who he's compared to. You understand? You know what I'm saying? I know everybody's comparing him to Peyton and Eli. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, and his grandfather was great. I mean, and you just assume that greatness is on him, and he has everything. I mean, he has everything at every position on this team. And he's a slow starter. He does have a good arm. He's an athlete. I give him credit for that. He ain't scared to run it. Great. He has an arm. I give him that. But he don't read the field well. He don't. And when you say number one pick, automatically there are certain traits that you're looking for. And I don't see it, y'all. I don't, I'm serious. He's a turnover, he's just not, he, like I'm saying, when you got that type of height, the Heisman Trophy race should be over already. He's not even in the running. That kid that plays quarterback for Oklahoma is, though, and I understand he's hurt. I don't know if I haven't turned it on. I may need to turn it on that game. Just to kind of keep my eye on it. But Arch, and he very well may come out and do something to Oklahoma today, but I'm not impressed by him. So all you Cowboy fans, I say it all to say because a lot of y'all want Arch Manning for that. You know what I'm saying? The future and all that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. And my eyes are not the standard. Your eyes may be better, but I've seen better quarterbacks in college so far. I'm serious. I've seen better quarterbacks from college. The kid from Penn State is better than Arch Manning. Aller. The kid from Alabama is better. Simpson is better than Arch Manning. I'm just gonna go and tell you right here in Memphis, Tennessee, our quarterback here in Memphis. I'm just saying. I'm just. Look, okay. I'm done. Let me talk about the Cowboys, okay? Because y'all ain't gonna come by my college. I'm just saying. All right. Tomorrow. Now I'll let y'all produce the show. Y'all type this in real quick. What do y'all want me to talk about first? Offense, defense. I would say special teams, but that's kind of easy. I think Turpin is coming back, so that's it's easy to see that. Our kicker is great. Our punter is great. Our coverage so far in punt and kickoff return has been great. So I don't really need to really talk special teams. And just as soon as I say that, they'll have a horrible special teams day. But I'm not going to waste it. I see Matthew says defense. I'm waiting on one other person. What y'all want me to talk about is either two choices, offense or defense, because I got a lot on both of them. And if I get carried away on one, then it's going to take a little more time. Y'all tell me. I see Matthew has already put up defense. If I don't see nobody else, I'm going to roll with Matthew because he's the only one that said it. So y'all producing the show. See what's going on here. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go defense. All right. Schottenheimer messed me up this week. Okay, I see Chris. Hey, Chris, I don't know if I spoke to you, but I appreciate you. Schottenheimer messed me up. Maybe y'all saw me yesterday on the OG show, and I appreciate all of you guys that have kind of come on this brand new show, the Cowboys OG podcast, where it's Cowboy Joe, B-Bird, myself, and yesterday we added Coach Marv into it. The older content creators that some of you know. We just came together and decided to do it. We had a blast yesterday. Hope you guys supported. We come on every Friday as of now. Come on every Friday, 7 o'clock or something like that. It'll be right here because you'll get the notification. Wherever you're watching me from, you'll definitely get it because I put it on all these channels. And you'll be able to come hang with us on that. All right. But yesterday I had said that Coach Schottenheimer messed me up because he had said something that I didn't want to hear. I don't even want to play around with it. In some instances, I say yes, but then in some instances, I say, oh no. He comes back and says that, he's old school, and he says that just because you get injured, it does not mean that you will lose your job. Matter of fact, you get your job back. Well, in some cases, a lot of you would cheer for that, just like I would in the case of CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's been injured. When he comes back, all of us will say, give CeeDee his job back. That's the good part. But according to that standard, then the same thing applies to Sanborn. And I don't know how y'all feel about it, but most people say leave Sanborn on the sideline. Not saying he don't need to play at all, but he shouldn't be the starter because most of us see him as a liability. So that's why I say it's kind of in the middle there. With some guys, you'll say, oh yeah, bring back CeeDee Lamb, no doubt. We want CeeDee. Yeah, bring CeeDee back. But in the case of Sanborn, you probably would say, no, let's see what the younger guy does. Even though he's a rookie, and Shamar James, even though he's a rookie and he got caught out of position maybe one or two times. However, what you lose in experience, you gain in athleticism. And then with James, you gain athleticism, but you lose the experience. One thing about Sanborn that I will give credit for is that he does not get fooled. He does not. He's in position most of the time. If he's not in the position, he's been very close to being there. So in other words, his study, film work is good. He just does not have the athleticism to get there. See what I'm saying? It's not that his body can only allow him to do so much. He's not athletic enough. And so with Sanborn, I've always said that, you need to be strategic in where you put him in. He can't cover nobody because he can't keep up. He can't cover tight end. He definitely can't cover a running back. And, I ain't even mentioned, he ain't got no business on no wide receiver ever. But I'm just giving you the tight end. He just can't cover. His range is not good. He's just not athletic enough. His brain is great, though. With Shamar James, he's a rookie. And I want everybody to keep that in mind. This was his first, real action past college. Sanborn is supposed to be better and more aware and better on knowing the scheme better and all that. He's a veteran. He's supposed to. This dude is a rookie. But the thing about it is that if he's going to make mistakes, one thing about Shamar James, he's going to do it with his hair on fire, and he's going to be getting where he need to get. I'll take that any day of the week. And also, if you keep playing him, common sense ought to tell you that he's going to get better. The more reps, the better you get. And I noticed last week the difference. I saw a speed difference last week. That even though guys made a few plays, guys rallied to the ball, guys were aggressive, guys were trying to punch the ball out, and it was the new guys. James, Leofy was in there. Leofy knocked one out. Then of course Wanye was trying to do the same thing. Wanye Thomas, our safety, was solid and all that. So defensively, Sanborn is not playing tomorrow. That means Shamar James gets another chance to audition, if you will say that, or try to impress coaching staffs to make sure that when Sanborn does come back, that his playing time is shared with Shamar James. That's all I want. I can see the difference. I believe that we're going to be like that tomorrow. I believe our hair is going to be on fire. What's going on, everybody? Darren, what's up? Terry, I see you. I believe that because of Rico running his mouth, that little extra motivation is there. They already know Rico, just because you didn't know the Carolina Panthers named Rico Dowd the starter this week. Why wouldn't you? I mean, he's the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He had over 200 yards last week. You better start him. But it's just so convenient. Of course, the Cowboys are coming to town. And that's his motivation and all that. So I expect the Cowboys to be on fire tomorrow with some real juice. And if that is going to be the case, then Kenneth Clark, who's played outstanding for us, also has come on. I wish I had this different version where I had my vertical version, the horizontal version where I had the total widescreen, where I could show you some plays that everybody talking about Breece Hall gashing us and all that. What nobody's saying is that just about every time there was a big run play in, guess who was in the game at defensive tackle? Mozzie Smith. Those of you that got access to all 22, please go back and look, and you will see Mozzie get turned, Mozzie get pushed, just open up a gigantic hole in the middle. And I know at least 3 plays that Breece Hall got loose, Mozzie Smith, they ran right there at Mozzie Smith. Sound like the same old thing. So what does that tell me? Okay, that tell me, or it should tell them at least, that okay, maybe Mozzie just, they keep trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, and you're getting the same results. Look, put big dude in J Toa. Go put the other kid in. When Perrion Winfrey comes off, and I'm waiting on him. When he comes in, please get him on the field. I'm sorry, we done test drived it enough. If y'all don't believe me, for those of you that got the all 22, see everybody talking about. I heard people talking about Shamar James, was kind of out of position and all that. I expect that out of a rookie. He's a rookie. He makes rookie mistakes. I expect that somewhat out of him because he's probably playing a position that probably he didn't know. Not to that effect. Remember when Sanborn went out, they moved Murray over to his spot, which he's familiar with. But you bring Shamar James in to play the wheel spot. I don't know. Shamar was at Florida. At Florida, he kind of played everything. But I don't know primarily what the Cowboys had. I don't know where the Cowboys primarily started him as far as practicing what position. I don't know exactly which one. I don't know that. But all I do know is he's a rookie, so he's going to, if y'all thinking that a rookie is going to be playing at an all-pro level from the very get-go, you're sadly mistaken. That's not usually how it goes. There's a thing called growing pains, rookie growing pains. And you're just going to have to deal with it. But at least James is at the spot. He's there to make the tackle. He's there to put a hit on somebody. And he's looking to hit people. Sanborn, he's 2 steps behind. 1.5 step behind, and a 3-yard gain turns to an 8-yard gain. It's just what it is. So I don't want everybody to kill James because I heard some people doing that, and I'm like, he's a rookie. He gonna make mistakes. Appreciate all you guys that are popping in on me, man. Appreciate all you guys. Hit that like button for me if you don't mind. So I'm cool with the aspect of the. See, I told you guys a couple weeks ago. Sometimes to fix the defense, sometimes it's just a personnel issue. It's not a scheme issue. It's just put the right people in the game. Now, the Cowboys are still ranked last because we were so horrible, but the gap is not there. We're not going to move from the last defense all the way up to, the top 10. That ain't going to happen. But if we can be better, if I can get this defense to make the punter punt the ball maybe once or two more times a game, and give this hot offense the ball, then that's what we need. I'm down with that. I just need a few stops. Look, I'm talking about stops on the opposite end of the 50-yard line where they don't have a chance to put 3 points on the board. That's what I need. I need a 3 and out from the 20. So now that the kick, there'll be a punt, and now give maybe Turpin a chance to do some damage on a punt return. I'm waiting on Turpin. That's one aspect. Cause see, I thought for sure that kickers would kick the ball through the end zone automatically. I don't care nothing about them being at the 35. I thought for sure that people wouldn't even take the chance to kick the Turpin. But Turpin has touched the ball plenty of times. The times that he's played, he's touched the ball plenty of times. And I for one have said he needs to do damage. So I'm still waiting on him. Not necessarily to break one. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about all the way. Of course, that would be great. I'm just talking about a few returns going to get me on the opposite side of the 50. And I think Turpin can do that for us. He can't break it all the time, but I believe he can do. I want people scared to kick to him. Like, that's what I want. But anyway, defensively. Now let's talk about Carolina's offense. It's just a brief overview. Bryce Young, the quarterback, reminds me somewhat of Caleb Williams from Chicago. He's not, of course, the athlete that Caleb Williams is. Caleb Williams can destroy you with his legs and his arm. Turpin is supposed to play tomorrow, Joe. Well, they said he was. They ain't say he was. They were leaning that way. Let me put it that way. I don't. In other words, to answer your question, I don't know. We'll see. They may be playing a little possum. You know what I'm saying? If it was a playoff game, I bet you Turpin would play. But they could be saving this thing for Washington the following week. They could be. They very well could be. And there's nothing wrong with it. Hey, Celia. I hope I pronounced it right. Mrs. Strada. Let me just put it that way. Hello, Mrs. Strada. Appreciate you popping in on me. So Bryce Young can run. He's more of a Russell Wilson type. That he can get you from the pocket, and then if you make him run, he can kind of get you there too. But he's not like a first option of running and all that type of stuff. He really is a pocket quarterback. I've liked Bryce Young since his Alabama days. I've liked him. I think he's real good. Unfortunately, he hadn't had an offensive line. He's been sacked many times. He gets hit a lot. He's been struggling a whole lot. So, but he has weapons now. Don't be fooled by Carolina's record. I don't think it's going to be an easy game, y'all. I'm just going to tell you that. I hope it is, but I don't think it is. Carolina has some weapons. We know about Rico, NFC Offensive Player of the Week, 200 yards last week. Mr. Leggett, wide receiver. Big guy. Not jet fast, but still can get behind you. He's a dog. Highly physical from the wide receiver position. Big body type dude. Then, of course, the guy that most of you wanted in the draft, Ted McMillan, is there. And he's dangerous. He's having a pretty good year. Have a decent tight end. They can move the ball. So there, and here's the thing that I'm gonna say about our defense. Tomorrow is exactly what Rico Dow said. Tomorrow is a buckle up football game. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the strength of the Carolina Panthers offense is they run the football. And they run it well. Not only do they got Rico, but they got Hubbard back there. So they got a good 1-2 punch. And they pound the football. Now, which brings up something extremely interesting that I don't quite know quite yet about our defense. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The first few weeks revealed that you didn't need to test out the run defense because we didn't have nothing on the back end. I mean, we got torched by Russell Wilson. We got torched by Caleb Williams. I mean, torched. Nobody could guard nobody. We getting beat over the top. Safeties didn't know where they were supposed to be at. We had blown coverages everywhere. So there was really no need to run the ball. And so at the end of the day, you'll look at the stat sheet and say, the Cowboys held the Bears to 50 yards rushing. And you'll be saying like, "Oh, that's great." What, they really did? No, they ain't that. It's because they didn't want to run. They wanted to pass it because they knew that they can get the yards down the field. Last week, a lot of people said, "Well, we had a little tough time against the run. We had a little rough time against the run, you know." But the scoreboard dictated that the Jets get out of the running game because they fell behind so much, so they had to pass the ball to get in. So the way our offense took the run game from the Jets. They didn't have a chance to really just get down because when they did, as you can see, Brace Hall was highly successful, even on the play that he fumbled. I mean, he fumbled after what, 12, 13, 14 yards when Leofold knocked it out. So let's not get it twisted. When the Jets decided to run the ball, but at the end of the day, because we blew them out and the score was, really bad, it took away the running game from the Jets. They had to pass it if they were really talking about getting back into it, okay? So I don't know really if we really can stop the run. Now, if you want to use the game that I know that a team really tried to run on us, that was Philadelphia. And we shut down Barkley. We shut him down. Now, there was no question about that. That game, we shut them down. So really, to me, all I got is really, really one game where a team decided, hey, we really are going to run the football against y'all. And that was Philly. Everybody else decided we were going to beat y'all in there. Everybody else said we're going to try to beat y'all in there. Tomorrow, we're going to get tested. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Because Carolina run the football. We going to find out. We going to find out tomorrow, for real. if we got a good run defense. The jury is still out, for me at least. For me. Now if Dak and them come out here and light this scoreboard up and holding Carolina to the field goals, and we scoring maybe the first 3-4 possessions, we got 3 touchdowns, you look up at the scoreboard, it's 21-6, then of course, then they fall right into the trap with the Cowboys. All right. So if we're going to try to, since we know they want to run it, and then there's some interesting things that Eberflus needs to do, if you ask me. I think that we need to kind of bring somebody up, maybe. Whoever our strong safety is, and I'm hearing that Donovan Wilson is going to play, since they want to run the ball, and that's what they do, y'all. They do run the ball. Bryce Young does a little play action. They do that. They do. But their base and foundation, everything they do is set up from the run. Bryce Young is really not getting into a shotgun all day, lining up and throwing. That's not what they do. That's not. So I think we need to kind of slide down just a little bit, maybe the strong safety. Bring him in. Wanye has the range. He can. I ain't saying we playing one high. But if there was a game that you had to, this would be it. One high safety, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying moves, maybe not where the linebackers are, but somewhere close. Whoever our strong safety is. We're going to need to, there may need to be some run blitzes as well. And then, lastly, but not lastly, I don't want the Cowboys. We have a bad habit. We make quarterbacks look like they auditioning for the Hall of Fame. Forget Pro Bowl. Forget all pro. I mean, we make guys look like they on their way to the Hall of Fame. I don't want that this week. We made Russell Wilson and Caleb Williams look like they was the next coming of Warren Moon. I'm serious. I mean, come on now. We made them look like he was really like they were on their way. Like when they walked off the field, it was a gold jacket waiting on them in the locker room. That's what we made Caleb Williams look like. That's what we made Russell Wilson look. I don't want that for Bryce Young. I don't want him getting comfortable at all, just in case he dropping back and passing. Look, go steam him up. He's not really great against blitz. He's not. He's not. We need to go after him. We need to go after him. Forget all this respect and we're gonna drop. See what everybody don't realize about Bryce Young is this. He is a pretty good pocket quarterback. I like him. Ain't no sense in me lying about it. I like Bryce Young. He can pick you apart. I mean, maybe not to the efficiency of a Patrick Mahomes and all that kind of stuff, but I'm saying he knows how to read defenses. He does. I don't want him comfortable. We need to get him off his spot. We need to go get him. He ain't no big dude. We need to touch him. Let me put that in the chat. I'm going to put that in the chat. Y'all understand what I'm saying. Y'all check me out. If y'all agree, y'all put it in there. I'm saying touch him. That's what I'm saying. Touch him. Y'all see it in the chat. Touch him. But I almost feel like preaching right now. Yeah. Touch him. Some guy you need to touch. I need him on the ground. Forget all this respect. Forget all this rush 4, drop 7, zone up and all. Look, no, dog. Same way you went at Fields is somewhat of the same way you need to go at this dude. He's not Tom Brady. Let's go after him. That's defensively. That's what I think we need to do. And the key is, can we play good run defense tomorrow? That's what I'm going with. Can we play good sound defense, run defense? Offensively, look, it's not my fault, Seahawks. I like him. I liked him at Alabama. I liked him at Alabama. I liked him, I liked him in Carolina, just didn't have anything in front of him, and he still may not have the best offensive line to go to work, but I like Bryce Young. Always have. Offensively, we need to have almost had the same game plan as Carolina. Guess what we need to do? Run the ball. Which brings up another whole interesting conversation by itself. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all help me. Y'all help me. What in the world happened to Miles Sanders? Most of you know he's out for the year. What happened? We heard it was his knee and his ankle. But if it was his knee, the Cowboys were not necessarily truthful. Because if you're out for the year, when you diagnosed him, that means you must have had a season-ending injury. Like if it's the knee, like you'll know just on the X-ray or the MRI that it's an ACL or a PCL or something like that. That would have came out immediately. If it was an ankle, a torn ligament in the ankle, requires surgery or something like that. Why did it take 2 weeks for them to say he's done for the year? Some ain't right there. Something is not right. That's another whole conversation within itself. Cowboys not being truthful at all. If it's swelling there, you can get past swelling. I mean, we got a long way to go before the season over with. And all of a sudden now he's done for the year. Like, when did that happen? When did that happen? Jay Bryan says the same thing. Well, listen, if this is what Diggs had, Diggs required microfracture surgery. So it ain't, depending on, I'm sorry. Diggs had an ACL a couple years ago, so I don't know which one it is. I don't know if is it categorized as an ACL or is it categorized as the guy needs a microfracture surgery. I have no. Yeah. I see you, C-Hart. I see what you're saying, but it just don't add up to me. But nevertheless, regardless, all right, here's my thing. And this is another whole conversation. He's done, Sanders is, which means now, and they've already said it because Steven has already put it out there, that they're excited for Jadon Blue and it's his time and he has a chance now to do all this and do all that and all. Okay, that's fine. My mind was saying this. we're in a position now because, see, the Cowboys are always 5 steps slow on doing something. And then when they do it, it's not to the effect that it really needs to be done. I don't trust Jadon Blue. I don't. He was not the man in Texas. He was the second or third running back. He wasn't the guy. And he's not the guy now. But let me help you to see what the real picture is now. Here's the picture. And I'm not speaking it, but you have to think this way. What if Javonte Williams goes down? Where we at in the running back room then? Because it would have been me. And there's still time. But I think I was saying this even with Javonte Williams, that we needed another running back. Something that's complimentary, not a guy that's going to come in demanding to be the starter over Javonte Williams. I ain't talking about that. I needed a guy that you going to say, like, a guy. A lot of you already kind of know some of the names that's out there. A lot of y'all talking about, well, we got Phil Maffa, but again, that's a rookie. I don't know what Phil Maffa brings to the table. I don't care nothing about what he did in the preseason, and if he's coming off injury, is he gonna be 100% healthy? I mean, I don't know what Phil Maffa is. I know he's the prototype of what Schottenheimer likes, but if you want two of the same type of dude and you got Blue there, if you're dedicated to saying these are the guys, then that's just what we're gonna roll with. I think we can be better. Like, for instance, if the Jets are 0-5, I'm quite sure Breece Hall wouldn't mind getting out of there. Yeah. I think he would be a nice fit, even though he probably want to be the guy because he's kind of like the guy there. But I'm saying that type. Alvin Kamara, to me, probably would want to get on a contender. And Alvin Kamara is, on the downside of his career. And Alvin Kamara would be, I feel like, a good fit if he comes in saying, with the mentality that this is a shared backfield. Javonte Williams is our guy right now. We'll bring you in. We'll get you about 6-7 carries a game, and you'll get more as we get close to the playoffs, et cetera. And I think Kamara's style, I think Kamara's game making and playing ability would help us out tremendously. It would give us another weapon because Kamara can also catch it out the backfield. Kamara will help out. There ain't no doubt about it. You don't get worse. But Leon, here's the thing. I'm not looking for them to be the man. I'm looking at a shared backfield, a legitimate 1-2 punch. I'm not saying Javonte get 10, 12 carries and then Kamara or Hall come in and get 12, 13, 14. I'm not saying that. Let Javonte work like he is now, but give them guys the same amount of carries that Blue and Sanders got, which was about 5 or 6 a game. If you bring in a Kamara, though, however, Kamara need the ball or Hall need the ball more than 6 times. I want the total rushing attempts to be 30. Because, ladies and gentlemen, as great as everybody's saying Dak is playing, and he is, and if there was an MVP right now, he definitely would be in the conversation. But when you look at Dak's numbers, the touchdowns are great. 3-4 touchdowns a game. Oh, yeah. But Dak ain't throwing for a whole lot of yardage. Dak is throwing last week. Everybody saying, what a great game, Dak. Oh my God, he's just incredible. Dak is, yeah, but 230 some odd yards. 230 some odd yards. Why is he only throwing for about 230 some odd yards? Because you got a running game. So I say, this is just me, strengthen your strength by bringing in a guy in that guys are going to have to respect. Let me throw one more name out, and I think really this is the best fit. Tony Pollard would be great. Tony Pollard is still young. He knows this system. He's used to being a number 2 running back. He will fit right in perfectly. Tony Pollard and Javonte Williams would be probably one of the best 1-2 punches in the league if that would happen. You would have a serious problem if you give me, any other names I just said. But as far as fit goes, Tennessee's only won one game. Pollard is, come on now. Still effective, still good. You're not looking for him to be the guy. I'm just saying. I think those type of guys, and I'm quite sure there's some other names that are out there. I'm just saying, go get them. Because see, I just hate to think if Javonte goes down and then you tell me that the keys for the running back room is turning over to Jadon Blue. Jadon Blue ain't, if Jadon Blue was like that, he'd been playing. There's another name that I like, and I don't understand why he's not playing, y'all. I'm just saying. There's another name. I don't understand why Malik Davis hasn't been called up. I still don't understand that. Malik Davis can run. Malik Davis knows the offense. He's been in a long time. I don't know why he can't get off the practice squad. I'll be interested to see if he gets called up within the next week or two. Because if all you telling me that is, if Javonte Williams goes down, look, if he go down 1 or 2 games, I'm saying if he go down, who's our running back? Jadon Blue? Lemke? Are you serious? Jadon Blue ain't never been known as a healthy dude, even at Texas. He's fragile as glass. Well, that's one of the things they've been saying. I'm just saying. You got to think like this. Like, what if Javonte goes down? Right now, I don't like the options. I don't. And if you just waiting on Phil Maffa to come back, that ain't. I trust. Right now, Schottenheimer is cooking with fish grease. You know what I'm saying? He hot. So far, Will McClay has done an outstanding job. But you got to give me something better than that. Because, see, with Sanders gone, at least, Sanders was averaging 6 yards a carry. Sanders wasn't playing bad football. I know he fumbled, and he got caught from behind. But before he got caught from behind, he did run off about 40 yards and all that time. I'm just saying. And then you still had Blue. Yeah, but I'm saying if you take away Williams, who probably is one of the better backs in the league so far. No question about that. Where we at? And so I feel like the Cowboys should be aggressive. And no, you ain't got to use one of those number 1 picks to go get somebody. You go trade for a Breece Hall, you ain't using the number 1 pick. You can be getting a 3rd or 4th, or 5th maybe. You go get Kamara. Kamara probably you can just get away a 4th or a 5th. You go back and go get Tony Pollard back. You ain't trading no 1st round pick. These are things that you can do. I think we need to be aggressive. And let me throw this in. A lot of football need to be played. I get it. But the Dallas Cowboys can play with anybody. The NFC, forget the NFC East. I know the Eagles lost. The whole NFC is open. And what you're going to see is we get close to the trade deadline, it's going to be some team that's going to make some chess moves trying to get to the Super Bowl. Everybody want Trey Hendrickson. I get it. I would love to have him too. But I guarantee you, we ain't the only people that's thinking like this. If you think that the Dallas Cowboys are the only team that's thinking about a Max Crosby and a Trey Hendrickson, you crazy. I'm just saying. I'm thinking in terms, at first I was saying we need to go get somebody like a Trey Hendrickson, to bring back a guy that can go get the quarterback for real. I never believed in the Max Crosby type mess, but if Max Crosby was available and they were serious about it, I would love Max Crosby. I would love it. I would. But if Max Crosby is available for real, if Max Crosby is available or Trey Henderson is available for real, do you think that the Dallas Cowboys are the only team for real that say, "Oh my God"? And I don't think we'll get either one of them, to be honest with you, because it just don't fit the Jerry Jones type of thing. Even though it would make sense. We got $39 million, Joe, in the cap. We can make it happen. The money is not the issue. If you were gonna pay Micah Parsons $40, you're not paying Trey Hendrickson or Max Crosby $40. You just take Max Crosby's contract wherever he is, and that's under 40, and pay him. We can. If you gonna pay Michael Parsons, you can fit one of them in. Just taking his contract. It's just that simple. It's easy. It's just how bad do you want it? But forget that, because I don't think we're gonna get a DN. But I think because of the injury to Miles Sanders, and then when you look at the running back room, I think that the running back now, this is just me talking, I think that the running back position now becomes a matter of priority. Terry, I got a super chat here. Appreciate the super chat. Whenever I see a super chat, y'all, I stop what I'm doing and I do it, and I answer it. Terry Turner says, "Is Bland and Diggs still hurt?" I think they are hurt, but they're playing. Jay Bryant brings up a good point. Whoever that was talking earlier, I forgot your name. But there's your answer there. During the season, you can go over the cap. I'm just saying. And in my view, I think the best teams that I've seen this year, the truth, I love the way the Rams are playing. I know they lost to San Francisco the other week, but I love the way the Rams playing. Detroit is good still. Tampa is playing pretty good. And all three of them can be beat. I understand, Joey. That's why I said I don't believe he's going anywhere either. I mean, I don't think Max Crosby's going anywhere. And it goes beyond just the football field. Max Crosby put butts in the seats. So you don't trade away. Well, you don't trade away people that put butts in the seats. He's more than just a ball player. He's a vital piece to them. I'm just saying because there was rumors in Cowboy land about Max, and I never believed it in the first place. But I think running back, because like I said, I'm looking at it from the standpoint like Javonte Williams, who's been super healthy. He's super healthy. He's gotten over the knee issue from a couple years ago, obviously. He looks great. He's doing that, but come on, running backs get hurt every year. Come on now. And I understand, we really don't know nothing about Blue, and the jury's still out. Who knows? Blue may come in here tomorrow, and with his opportunities, Blue may do just as well as Sanders, and I'd be good with that. I just don't trust it because it took him too long to get on the field. If he's that guy, he would have been the number 2 running back from the start. He would have been. Every time we heard Schottenheimer talking about him, he said, well, he just got to get consistent. Blue has to get consistent. He has to be consistent in practice and all that. See, if you was all that, he wouldn't have to say all. I'm saying he wouldn't have said that. It took him too long to get on the field. It took him way too long. So there's something that's not there. He finally made it last week. And of course, now he's getting propelled into the number 2, which is a very important position on our team. Very important. I think we could be better if we make a move. That's not going to carry you over the salary cap, but it will make your team even better. You go get me a Breece Hall, put on this team with the way this line is blocking and the backup linemen are blocking. I mean, come on now. You give me a Breece Hall with Javonte Williams. You don't think the defensive coordinator's going to be scared? You think Dak having a field day now? You go get me a Breece Hall and add him to Javonte Williams and watch what Pickens and Lamb and Flournoy and Turpin, whoever is, Tolbert, all of them. Watch what's going to happen. You think Ferguson having a great year? Oh, my God. You give a 1-2 punch like that only makes your team better. You don't get worse. Give me a Kamara. Give me a Kamara. With this team? Man, please. Go get me Tony Pollard back. Give me Pollard back. Hello? Now, some of these names I'm calling out, I'm talking about the type. I think Pollard would be a fit. However, Tennessee paid him. And so that means you would have to take his contract. We all know the Cowboys don't like paying guys. They didn't want to pay Tony Pollard because, they knew he was going to get paid too much. So it wouldn't make sense all of a sudden to bring him back now. And pay him whatever Tony's getting paid. Somebody look that up for me real quick. I don't want to be rude. I want to keep flowing. Somebody look that up and tell me what is Pollard's average per year this year. What is he getting paid this year? And next year. And throw me in next year. Somebody put it in. Once you find it, put it in the chat for me. Let me know how much Pollard. I think Pollard is the perfect fit, to be honest with you. But I know that it's not the perfect fit because of his contract problem. So I'm just saying. And I know the Cowboys are not that desperate. Leon says if you trade for a running back, then he's expecting an extension. If you want to go back to Trey Hendrickson, the same thing. Which probably would stop the Cowboys for trading for Trey Hendrickson because it truly would be a rental. Because what Trey Hendrickson will want is that okay? Matthew, is that for Pollard? Okay, so that's not what the Cowboys want to pay. Even though I think Pollard would be a good fit, but the Cowboys will not want to eat. I got you, CT. Thank you. He getting paid $8.5 a year, and his contract is 3 years, $21 million. That's $8 a year. Cowboys didn't even want to pay Rico last year, and Rico was way cheaper. See what I'm saying? So, even though I'm saying, see how I draw back. See, I ain't gonna hold on to my idea. I still say he would be the perfect fit. He comes in immediately, knows somewhat of the playbook. He knows Dallas, knows the players. He get caught for his 5 or 6, 7 carries. He would be caught up to speed. No problem. But the Cowboys ain't going to want to pay that. They didn't want to pay no running back that. So no, based off the way that the Cowboys are set up financially and the mindset that they have, then Tony Pollard, they won't even pick up the phone, to be honest with you. He won't even pick up the phone. So I'm going to get off Tony Pollard. That's what I need to know. Thank you, CT. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. So that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I like that. Matthew Collins says Algier from the Falcons, the backup for Bijan. I like him. I like him. All right, Leon, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. Because it remains to be seen. It very well, Blue could very well be the guy. He could be. I know about his speed. I know about his shiftiness. I get it. I hope that he is. Because as of right now, I'm on the other side of it. I know that he gets hurt. The boy no, I know you're not, Leon. I'm just kind of throwing it out. The man put some shoes on and got blisters. That's how soft he is. I'm just saying. I mean, the man put some cleats on and got blisters. I mean, good Lord. Come on now. Man had to stop practice, take his shoes off, had to do other stuff. I mean, come on now. I don't trust Blue, and Blue was injured at Texas. I don't trust Blue if Javonte Williams have to miss games. That's what I'm saying. I don't trust Blue. And that's where the faith comes in, I guess. Because I haven't seen enough of Blue to make that determination. I'm just going based off what we've heard this year, his inconsistency. That's the reason why he didn't get called up earlier. I just don't. If Williams goes down, the running back room got incredibly weaker if we go with what we got right now. Even if Maffa comes back, there's 2 rookies and Hunter Lemke. That's not good enough. And I'm trying my best to keep Dak where he is. At least they should be. And what I mean by that is you keeping Dak passing like he is. We don't want Dak in the shotgun and throwing 50 times a game. If you got a running back room with Blue, Maffa, and Hunter Lemke, Dak is in the shotgun for the rest of the year. I'm just saying. I think we need to make a move. I don't care who it is. If somebody put Algier in the bag up to Bijan Robinson in Atlanta, I'm good with him. I like him. I've had him on my fantasy teams before, so I know what Algier can do. I like him. He's a true number 2 type running back. I'm cool with that. I just know we need to improve. I don't know nothing about Blue, and I don't know nothing about Phil Maffa, and I know about Hunter Lemke, and that's just not going to be good enough. If Williams don't last, and Williams is, look, if Williams is going to need the to be spelled, to have some, lean on a number 2. You're going to need that. And so even though if Williams stays healthy, I need the number 2 guy to be effective. I need that. So I think we'd be better. I hope Blue come in and tear it up tomorrow. I hope he do. I hope he does. I hope he shuts me up. Another super chat. I see Terry. He said offensive line coach needs a raise. Joe Riley, Clayton Adams. Those guys, man, and I don't want y'all. Let me correct some of y'all. Cause see, Rome had said this yesterday, but I had said it earlier in the week. I remember a time, y'all, that when one of our linemen was out of the game, it was like we ain't never played football before. You let Tyron Smith get hurt, it's just like the whole line forgot how to play football. When Zach Martin was healthy and he missed the game, it was like we couldn't do nothing. It is not normal, y'all. And see, y'all ain't, if enough of us beat this drum, we can make some noise. When you lose starters, usually there is a tremendous drop-off. And yet alone 4 backup linemen playing. And everybody want to talk about Dak. Everybody want to talk about Pickens making a great catch. Everybody want to talk about Javonte. But when you got 4 backup line, that's like a preseason offensive line. And there's no drop-off. With the starters, you score 30. With the backup offensive line, you score 30. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta really give credit to the coaches and these backup linemen, because they have done way more than what we expected now. Come on now. Dak Prescott last week, his jersey was clean. Did he, I saw that the Jets got a sack, but it was kind of like the sack that Michael Parsons had when we played Green Bay. Questionable, he got tackled right there at the line of scrimmage or whatever. Because he was trying to run, he got tackled right there. It wasn't like a real sack. Other than that, Dak ain't hit the ground. Dak ain't really just getting, I remember one hit. They lined when he came on the middle, he got blasted. Other than that, I'm talking about Dak is just as cool, uniform just as clean, because he's not getting touched. Y'all, let me say it one more time, because y'all ain't really giving the credit. Y'all really ain't doing this. Do y'all realize we had 4 backup linemen? 4 guys that only play in the preseason. That's it. 4. And we still play like the number 1 offense in the league that we are. 4 back, that's not normal. Defensive coordinators lick their chops when they see that the offensive line got backups in. Come on, y'all. So I'm just gonna go and say it now. It took me I was a little long-winded there, but let me just go and say it. I expect the offense to be the same. Shit. Carolina has some ball players. J.C. Horn, great corner. I don't care nothing about no great corners. Go at them. Same way we went at Sauce, go at J.C. Look, we can't avoid them. It's just that simple. Derek Brown, the defensive tackle, is great, but he's not the first one we have seen. So we need to just do whatever game plan you have with Dexter Lawrence of the Giants, whatever game plan you have for the kid from Green Bay, whatever game plan you had for the kid from Philadelphia. No, not Jordan, not the kid that spit on Dak, but the other dude, Jordan Davis. I'm sorry. Yeah, not Carter, but Davis. Whatever game plan you have for him, just shift it over to Derek Brown. If you had to double team Davis, if you had to double team Dexter Lawrence, double team Derek Brown. It's simple. It's simple. It's simple. Javonte Williams has not been stopped this year. I don't see Carolina stopping us. I like that. I expect the offense to do the same thing. Does that mean score 30? I don't think that we're going to score 30 tomorrow. I don't. And not because we can't. I just think Carolina and us will run the ball enough that a lot of time is going to be taken off the clock. Now, of course, when we start doing turnovers, if there are turnovers in the game, and especially Carolina, if they give it to us on a short field, then yeah, we might put 30 up again. But coming in, I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Not at least on our end. I'm thinking somewhere around 24, 23 points for us. I really think it's going to be a time of possession. Who plays the run better? And that team is going to win. Seriously. If the game is close, if we can put Carolina in a position where Bryce Young got to be in the shotgun all day, then I say we'll score 30. Because we're going to come at them, we're going to put something on them then. But if it's a game where time of possession is the same and, somewhat close to being the same, and both teams can somewhat decently run the ball, it's going to be a close game. I expect the Cowboys to win, though. And not because I'm a homer. I just think that we're better than Carolina at this point in the season. I think that we should handle them. And these are the games that where we got to take care of the teams that we're supposed to take care of. This is a game, no doubt in my mind, that we are supposed to take care of. We're supposed to take care of. We're supposed to take care of these guys. These are the games that we usually, Cowboy tradition is, these are the games where we, kind of struggle with. And I'm going to be honest with you. Based off of what I said earlier, I believe that the NFC is wide open. I believe it. I done seen everybody play. I believe the Cowboys got a shot because this part of the schedule is the part of the schedule where we had better take advantage of it. Show you what I'm talking about. Cowboys go on a hot streak every year. Dak goes on a hot streak every year. And I'm looking at the schedule. And I hate to project like this, but like I said, the Cowboys go on a hot streak every year. And so now you got to find a part of the schedule where that hot streak might happen. And we're in it right now. It started last week at the Jets. This week at Carolina. Next week at Washington. That's 3 games. You win these 3 games here, guess what? You probably lead in the division. Philly don't impress me. If we win tomorrow, we only game out. All right? The game that everybody kind of circled and say we will lose is at Denver, is right after that. And then you got Monday night. The Cardinals come to town. So everybody mostly, when we did all the scheduling, barring injury and everything else, with Parsons, without Parsons, with or without them, everybody kind of had these games as mostly wins. These next 5 games, mostly everybody probably had us winning against the Jets. Most would had us winning against Carolina. Washington comes to Dallas. Most people got us winning that game in Dallas. A lot of people had us losing to the Broncos. And then a lot of us had us beating the Arizona Cardinals. So that's 4-1 in the next 5 weeks. This is the time. You better do it, because right after that, we got the bye week, head into the bye, and then it gets real crazy. You got coming off the bye, you got Monday night against the Raiders. That's going to be a tough game. Then you got Philly in Dallas, Kansas City on Thanksgiving, at Detroit. Then the Minnesota Vikings come to town. Then you got the Chargers that come to town. Then you got Washington, and then the Giants. So the latter part of the year is where it's going to get real dicey. Some of them games you're going to have to win. But the games that you need to win, these the games you got to put in. You got to stack these. You got to stack these. I don't have no excuses. You got to stack these wins. When you look at the schedule, this is the time where you better get hot. You better build all your confidence up. You better get it all together, because right after that bye week is a gauntlet coming. And depending on where we are, we'll know exactly, where we stand. You need to stack these wins up. Got to stack these wins up. Down. And so that's what I want to leave you with. I got us winning tomorrow. I'm going to go 24-16, something in that area. I hope we blow them out. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm dead wrong. Y'all put y'all score in. Put y'all score in. I don't see us blowing them out. I just don't. I see us winning. I just don't see us just ripping them apart like that, though. I hope we do, though. I hope we go in and just stomp a mud hole and leave no doubt. Y'all put y'all score in real quick. I just want to see the vibe y'all got. I just want to see, because we ain't wrong. Y'all could be thinking that the hot streak or this offense and defense plays the defense. I think the defense is gonna play better. I just want to see where we got. Matthew, I got you. 30-20. Yeah. I got us winning almost by 10. 30-20. Another 30-point day for the offense, I see. Okay. Matthew says 30-20. What's your score? What's your score? Matthew, you look like you the only one that, okay. Terry says, okay, he's more like me. Terry says 24-21 Dallas. I really do see it being a close game. I got a little bit wider than that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is a field goal game. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Robert, close game, 20-13. See? Chris says 28-13. I hope it is something like that. That's a blowout. Roderick says 40-14. I don't know, Roderick, who you got. Is that the Cowboys or the Panthers? I don't know who you got. I'm going to assume it's Dallas. You saying Dallas going to score 40. I don't see us scoring like that, but I hope we do. I hope we do. I just feel like that the way I'm not sold on, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sold on our run defense quite yet. I don't think we're just like that yet. I just think the teams decided to pass the ball against us because we were just horrible on the back end and you were guaranteed yards and all that type of stuff. I just don't think that we're that great against the run like everybody thinking. I just don't think we are. I don't think we're great. I don't think we're that good. Let me put it that way. And Carolina is a team that is going to test you tomorrow because that's what they do the best. They run the football between Rico and Hubbard. They run the football. They do. And they do it well. And I think we're going to get tested that way. And I don't know how well we are good for the challenge. They know they're Carolina about to run the ball. I just don't know. I just don't know how good we really are against the run. I just don't know. I hope we are. Because if we are, then we'll have a great game tomorrow. But if Rico, he ran for 200 last week, over 200. Look, if he's at 100 or 115, that's not a good day. That's not a good day. If Hubbard, who's their backup, Rico and Hubbard combined can't get 130 yards. I mean, it just can't. Just can't happen. If that's the case, we're going to have a rough game. That's really the key on defense, man. All right. Mandel. All right. He says 28-16 Panthers. Late turnover, garbage time, touchdown offense. Inflates the Panthers score. Dallas turnover, driving to take the lead, 2 minute field goals. Okay. Now, Rico had 200. Rico Roger was defensive player of the year. I mean, not defensive, offensive player of the week last week. They had over 200 yards rushing last week. I hear you, Mandel. I ain't gonna. I mean, I don't know. The offense has been so hot that you almost kind of like waiting for them to cool off. And that's what we don't need, especially if our defense is not on point. I mean, the defense is forcing the offense to stay hot. For real. But they really ain't stopping nobody. I mean, they did well against the Jets. The score last week really wasn't that close. It was a bunch of garbage time stuff. So I'm not giving the Jets the credit even with their 22 points. That really wasn't the game. But the defense usually they force our offense to have to be perfect almost. They got to score. But they ain't stopping nobody. Hopefully this week we can build off last week's game and I'll change my narrative about the defense. It's going to be a physical football game tomorrow, y'all. I mean, when Rico said it, I believe it. Rico said, buckle up. I believe that it really is going to be a man game tomorrow. Seriously. And you better buckle up. I agree with Rico. You better bring it all. It's chopping wood time tomorrow. I'm talking about it's going to be some hitting going on tomorrow. Both sides. They got to stop us from running the ball too. So they better buckle up as well. Seriously. They going to have to do the same thing because Devontae is going to get his load. And, you know, Blue going to get his little carries in. Look, it's going to be a buckle up football game tomorrow. Who's the most physical? I really believe that. It's bully ball game tomorrow. Who the bully? Who the real bully? I'm feeling it. I really am. I'm feeling it. That's why I say I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. You know, cause I don't think Dallas gets 30 tomorrow. I say 24. I think they're going to be good enough to win, and we'll see what happens. That's what I'm thinking. All right, man. I appreciate all y'all, man. Thank y'all for hanging with your boy here today. Hit that like button for me. Everybody hit that like button for me again. Hit that like button for me again. I appreciate all you guys, man. And Dale said he's from Carolina, from Philly. And Dak will throw a pass so perfect his receiver gets paralysis. First time I saw it like 3 years ago, but that's how Dak gets an interception. I don't know about all that, but hey. What was your score, Mandel? Mandel said Carolina, that's a blowout. Mandel said Panthers 28, Dallas 16. That's a blowout. On NFL standards. We'll be having to really have a bad day if that is the case. I don't know. I need the offense to stay where they at until the defense catch up a little bit. This is the time when Dak usually gets hot like he is now. Let's see if he can continue it. Trust me, if he have a bad game, the world sure gonna know about it because they killed me with that. They refuse to give him credit. They following the Stephen A. Smith playbook. Stephen A. has designed the way that he don't have to give Dak credit. If you notice, this is why you know they and everybody that follows this narrative, they kill me with that. First of all, they say, well, you got to do it in the playoffs. Whenever you hear he got to do it in the playoffs, that means Dallas had a good week. I guarantee that. That's the first thing you need to understand. Because when Dallas lose, he the first one on Twitter start all that goofy laughing and want to talk about the game. But when Dallas win, he want to go straight to the playoffs, kind of like some Cowboy fans do. He got to do it in the playoffs. Last time I checked, I thought that you had to win in the regular season to get to the playoffs. Am I the only one in here? I mean, don't you have to win games in order to get to the playoffs? So then the regular season is important, right? If you don't win no games, you're going straight to the top of the NFL draft. If you go into the playoffs, you had to win. See? Whenever people start using other metrics, moving the goalposts, like we like to say, you know, moving the goalposts, that's when you know Dak is playing well. Kind of like right here. See, I'm just looking. Of course, Kid Cowboy. Here you go. that the chief of Dak Prescott hate, but he's a Cowboy. And see, this is the goalpost. He needs to put together 5 to 6 game winning streak, and see, that's the goalpost right there, and beat a winning team. See what I'm saying? You beat whoever on the schedule. See? See that's when you know that the goalpost. You don't want to talk about him beating the Jets. You don't want to talk about doing that. That's when Stephen A. Smith. What he does is he's came up with the perfect formula that a lot of people have followed. In order to, we don't care nothing about the regular season. We know he's a good regular quarterback, but we are seeing the playoffs. God dang, we got 17 weeks before the playoffs start. But if he lose, we leading off. We leading off the whole show with the Cowboys. But when we win, it's just like last week. We beat the Jets. Do you know for the first time the Cowboys, I purposely watched it. They didn't talk about the Cowboys game until the last 6 minutes of the show. But if they would have lost, it would have been frontline news. Whenever you hear Stephen A. say, well, we'll just wait and see the playoffs. We'll wait. You know the Cowboys won that week. In my little world, in the big time show world, whenever you see Kid Cowboy, as you can see in the chat, this is all he be waiting on. A chance to hit Dak Prescott. This is all he wait on. He don't want to talk about the defense being trash. He don't want to talk about nothing else. If the defense, when the defense lose, give up 38 points, he'll blame it on Dak. Like Dak should have scored 39. This is what, in my world, when you watch, just look at the comments and watch how the goalposts move for Dak, and no other quarterback has it. It's the truth. See, instead of saying Dak Prescott is doing what he's supposed to do, he's a 11-year veteran. He's playing well. Instead of saying he's playing well, and instead of jumping on what is so obvious that right now there's not too many quarterbacks playing better than him. Instead of just saying that, we ain't gonna say that because we don't like Dak Prescott. What we gonna say is he playing against tomato can teams. What we'll say is we'll wait until the playoffs. See, right there. Look, y'all see it? It never fails. Kid boy, look at Kid Cowboy. What happened in Chicago? He lost. He wasn't perfect one day. The defense is making him have to be perfect. When he's not perfect, we get blowed out. That's what happened. He didn't score on every drive. See, right there. See how I told you? Kid Cowboy, you the only one in the world that is saying there are 5 or 6 quarterbacks playing better than Dak Prescott right now. I ain't talking about overall. I'm talking about right now. There are not 5 or 6 quarterbacks playing better than Dak Prescott. There are not. There are not. But I expect that from you because that's what you do. I mean, this is no surprise to me. See, this is the goalpost that I keep talking about. You want to talk about one game, Chicago. Talk about the other games, Kid Cowboy. What Dak do? Is he playing well? Is he playing good quarterback play? Are you satisfied with the number one offense in the league? Is he a part of that? Is he contributing to the number one offense in the league? Has he not played extremely well so far? I know it's hard for you to admit it, but I'm just saying. I'm saying that's the truth. Stop waiting. Man, I ain't gonna say that because that's what you waiting on. You waiting on the bad game. You want to talk about Chicago? See, that's what I said. You gotta go back. See, but you ain't talking about the rest of the game. See, it's unbelievable. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Sam Darnold is not playing. Let's see what I'm saying, y'all. Watch this. Watch this. See, this is when you know you can't hate it. These are the quarterbacks who Kid Cowboy says that are playing better than Dak Prescott. Are you kidding me? I will give you. I ain't giving you nobody. Allen not playing better than Dak Prescott now. You just giving him that because he's the MVP of the league. He's not. You said, I don't know who is Basket. I don't know who that is. But Sam Darnold is not playing better than Dak Prescott. Daniel Jones is not playing better than Dak Prescott. Daniel Jones has a running back that's running almost averaging 160 yards a game. He just handed it off. He make good play action passes. Indianapolis is playing pretty good. It's not because of Daniel Jones. He's a part of it, but it's not because of. The only reason why Dallas is staying above anything right now is because of Dak Prescott. It ain't no question. He said Aaron Rodgers. Boy, the hate is real, y'all. I just let y'all. All you gotta do is just sit back. All you gotta do is just sit back and just watch. I will give you Stafford. I ain't saying Dak ain't. I'm not saying Stafford is playing better than Dak, but I think he belongs in that conversation. But and you didn't name Mayfield. Really, those are the only two, really, to me. Everybody else you done called out, they're not playing better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Better quarterback play than Dak Prescott. I like a Kid Cowboy because according to your list, Dak you said 5 or 6. Shoot, you done named about 8 or 9, so Dak probably right in the middle of the pack. I give you that. I'll let you have it. You still the name about Bo Nix. Bo Nix. Next thing you gonna say is golf. You forgot golf, then you Kid Cowboy. You forgot golf. Go on, throw golf in. I mean, everybody better than that. Golf. Next thing you gonna say is J.J. McCarthy. Next thing you gonna say Carson Wentz, who subbed for him. I mean, good Lord. Oh, it's all about winning. You didn't say that when he was winning 12 games, though. You didn't say that. See, that's the goalpost moving again. See, you've been with me a little while. I remember we were 12-5. It wasn't all about winning then, because Dak was winning. You didn't say that then. You change up on me, dog. You change up on me. I told you change up. You move the goalposts. See, I say, there you go, kids. You name all. Just say everybody. Just put everybody, Kid Cowboy. Just say everybody. See, this is what I'm talking about. Whenever you got to pinpoint past games or the games where they lost, and whenever you got to say wait until the playoffs, that lets you know that Dak Prescott played well that week. Amy Small, you wasting time. Don't even argue with him. I let him have his 5 minutes of show because he's just a prime example of what I'm just talking about. That when it comes to Dak Prescott, the goalposts change weekly. Everything but to not give the man the credit that he deserves. He just proved the point again. It never fails. Trust me, if Dak Prescott plays a game well tomorrow, if he went 22 or 25, and had 5 touchdowns and had 1 interception, he would come on here and talk about the 3 incompletions and the 1 interception. Wouldn't say nothing about the 5 touchdowns. That's how he is. He wouldn't give the credit for only all 22 out of 25. He wouldn't give no credit for that. Okay? Let's see. Cowboys win tomorrow, y'all. We'll talk about it when we come back. I appreciate all you guys coming to hang with me. Thanks for hanging. Y'all hit that like button again for me as you go out. I appreciate all you guys. I will be with you probably Monday morning on the ride, or maybe Monday evening for the show. Me and Amp will come do our show this week. The OGs will be, Cowboy OGs will be with you on Friday night. It is, you'll see me. Just subscribe to this show. If you haven't already, if you're on Facebook, you can subscribe to the show. If you're on Twitter, follow me there. If you're on YouTube, of course, you can follow me there. If this is your first time, I hope that you had a good time with your boy. And we'll be back with you. I'm out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. This has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show.